I'm gonna ask Aaron to mess this up every time. Don't worry, it's me. Okay. You can repeat after me. It's a lot of words. Do you have it?
Yeah, I have it.
Okay.
Should I hold it up?
No. I, Akil Kumar, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully discharge the duties of office of Student Advisory Board Member of the Board of Education of the Moline Valley School District in accordance with the Illinois School Code.
You can read it. Swear that I will faithfully discharge the office of Student Advisory Member of the Board of Education, Moline Valley School District, in accordance with.
I further swear that I shall encourage and respect free expression of opinion by myself and fellow Board of Education members.
I further swear that I shall encourage and respect free expression of opinion by myself and fellow Board of Education members.
As a part of the Board of Education, I shall accept the responsibility for my role in the equitable and quality education of every student in the schools.
As part of the Board of Education, I shall accept the responsibility for my role, equitable and quality education of every student in the school.
I shall serve as education's key advocate on behalf of students and their community schools to advance the vision for the Moline Valley School District.
I shall serve as education's key advocate on behalf of students and our community schools to advance the vision of the Moline Valley School District, and
I shall strive to work together with the district superintendent to lead the school district toward fulfilling the vision the board has created, fostering excellence for every student in the areas of academic skills, knowledge, citizenship, and personal development.
I shall strive to work together with the district superintendent, to lead the school district toward fulfilling the vision the board has created, fostering excellence for every student in the areas of academic skills, knowledge, citizenship, and personal development.
Congratulations, welcome to the back over to
Right, Dr. Cribble, like for our summer school update, please.
Absolutely. So we're going to talk about summer learning for this year, and I'm not really going to say a lot. We had a lot of people here and talk about various parts of what we did this summer. But just to kind of kick off from the elementary side of things, we had for the district, our traditional district partnerships, we had these summer locations, which was Springbrook, Boys and Girls Club, Skip Along, and Two Rivers YMCA. And that's been our traditional summer model for our elementaries for several years now. And I'm really fortunate, Corey Henderson's here tonight. He's going to talk about each site and some highlights from each site. He is our ML specialist at the elementary. He works at Roosevelt and
Just Roosevelt.
Just Roosevelt, yes, we just changed it, just Roosevelt. And he's also our elementary summer school supervisor. So during the summer, he's supervising all the sites and working with the staff to ensure scheduling. So we're fortunate to have Corey. And Corey, I'll turn it over to you. You want to talk about sites here? I'll run the PowerPoint for you.
So of our 4 sites for the elementary program, our largest is the YMCA site. And we have serviced 58 students continuously over a 7-week program. The program ran for 26 days. It's a Monday through Thursday program. We had 4 staff members, and one of them serviced students that were reading at a AA through C. Then the other 3 worked with students that were reading at a D and beyond. The 3 staff members that ran the D and above groups, they used the RISE format for their rotations. So students read 15 minutes with one staff member, rotated, did 15 minutes of writing with another, 15 minutes of word work, and then they capped it all off with 15 minutes of technology where they used ST Math, Storyline online to listen to stories and stuff like that. The Wyatt, they're great. We're very grateful that they give us 25 scholarships every year. So in those scholarships, they're worth over $1,000. So we're able to pass those on to our students in need. And something new that we started this year was we included students coming out of preschool and going into kindergarten. We hadn't done that in the past. We had some empty spots, so I wanted to try it out. And their progress that they made in those 7 weeks was really amazing. And students come in that couldn't hold a pencil, hadn't looked at a book, you know. And they came out of that program with those basic skills that we really want our incoming kindergarten students to have. The Boys and Girls, the Boys and Girls Club. So we had 12 targeted students, and the way that we target our students is we find those students that are attending the sites that are reading 2 or more levels below grade level expectations. So we had 12 targeted students that worked with 2 staff members on one-on-one groups for about 25 to 30 minutes. That program also is a Monday through Thursday program, ran 26 days. And something new that the Boys and Girls Club did this year was they opened opened our staff up to attending a parent community night. So we had a table that shared information about our program. We were able to give Read Moline books. They had a make and take bookmark, and they had a treat for the kids. Skip Along, we had several great comments from the administrators at Skip Along this year. So our target was 12 students again, that would work with 2 staff members over 19 days. They were a Monday, Wednesday, Friday program. But we ended up with 21 students in the program. We had 2 new staff members that were positive about the program, enthusiastic, and when those kids went back, the other kids that were reading at or above grade level actually wanted to join. So the teachers rearranged their schedule. We brought in, you know, there was almost 10 additional students that were reading at or above grade level that just wanted to come and read because they heard how much fun it was. And then we have Springbrook, and our Springbrook program, Shirley Smith at Washington does all of the arrangements for that. And she brings in guests, and I mean, it's a really cool program, but we had 45 students that were serviced there this year. The students, they receive small group rotations like the other sites. They read with a teacher, they do word work, writing, they have a technology station. We're fortunate the Y teams up with us for that, and they provide breakfast and a snack for the kids. They also give us 1 or 2 counselors each day. So the counselors take the kids out to, you know, the playground, take them on walks around. It ran 26 days, and on the next slide, you'll see some pictures. Shirley brought in Melissa Grabber from, you know, the local public station. He had reading dogs come in. They were able to read the dogs. They took a trip to the park for reading. She brings in a butterfly lady every year to talk about butterflies. So that program is structured a little bit different where the students are with her for the full 3.5 hours a day. And I mean, I really can't say enough great things about all the staff, the feedback we got from all of the sites, and everyone was very happy.
Thank you, Corey. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So those traditional programs we've had for a while, and one of the things that we're always trying to do is expand. And if you remember last year, we reached out to work with Spring Forward. We brought on Roosevelt and Logan at Roosevelt. And this year, I have Robbie McIntyre here from Spring Forward. He's going to talk a little bit about our expansion. We brought on Lincoln Irving this year and how this year went.
Flexibility. Yeah. Okay, so my name is Robert McIntyre. I'm the executive director with Spring Forward. So thanks to everybody for giving us some time and space to talk about this a little bit. This is our second year, as Brian said, partnering with the district. So we had a big success last year enrolling 60 students for our Roosevelt pilot program. The students that came from Roosevelt and Logan. Things went so well last year that we were able to expand to a second site this year at Lincoln Irving. Students were just from Lincoln Irving, but we were able to enroll 120 students total for the program. We worked with the district to identify students that would be beneficial for stopping the summer slide more or less academically. And then the afternoons, we have a lot of opportunities and enrichment and outreach, so we try to pick students who might not have that sort of summer otherwise if they were not at the program. You can see, we do partner with the district to define staff for the program as well to get curriculum that is used during the school year. So we are using district academics in the morning, and then we main facilitator of the afternoon outreach and partners. You can kind of see from the past one, or the last slide, sorry, I was going on too long with it. It was a 5-week program, June 24th through July 26th. We had 23 program days, 92 daily. You can kind of see on the bottom, 99.30, we serve breakfast. Again, partnering with the YMCA, similar to the last presenter. Academics in the morning, 3 45-minute blocks with certified teachers. We have lunch recess block, and then community partners and outreach for the afternoon. I interjected some pictures of the field trips we had. You can see at the top, they went to the National Mississippi River Museum and Aquarium there. We're doing some yoga at the bottom. The next two slides, similar, we had a Taekwondo demonstration. The top right is one of the amazing gentlemen we had from Augustana that played for the basketball team. That was one of our assistants. We had a gentleman interested in the history of Sylvan Island, so we took some kids out there and talked about that from A to Z. You just get some more mindfulness there at the bottom right. Go ahead. Top left, you can see we had a Common Chord or Quad City Symphony Orchestra come in and do some instrument petting zoos. Celebration Bells, one of the field trips. Junior chefs on the bottom right did some cooking with the students through Illinois Extension. And again, that's the inside of the Celebration Bell there for the other one. So all told, if a student attended all summer, they got 40 hours of tutoring with certified district teachers in the morning, more than 55 hours through the Friday field trips, and afternoon activities. I forgot to say, Monday through Thursday, we do academics, all Fridays are field trips. We work with over 40 community partners between all the districts we serve, which we started in Rock Island, and that's kind of where we cut our teeth, and we've been able to expand to East Moline, to Moline and Bettendorf. And just getting back to the field trips, Biggie Art Museum was another one. The students did Botanical Center, Schweber Park, to the splash pad, and it rained out, you gotta go bowling, so. We keep students engaged. We hope that the afternoon, keep students engaged. We like to say we hide the vegetables in the ice cream, but the other way we keep people engaged is we offer a pool party for the end of summer for any students who attended 80% of days or more. So that would have been 17 this summer. We ended up renting it out twice. So we had a day where students could bring their family, up to 5 their family members with, so we've gotten great feedback on that. Families seem to really enjoy it, so it's a pretty special day we get to be with them. Up for any questions, if anybody has anything, or Brian, if I'm forgetting anything. Otherwise, I did pass out the summer report to anybody. I have copies of those, if anybody here is interested in them.
I just want to say, I actually work for Bettendorf, and I just want you guys to know, this is a top-notch program. I mean, you're so blessed to have it, Moline, and so thank you so much. And Corey, thank you so much. Summer school is no small feat to keep kids engaged and positive. So thank you for what you do. Your programs are amazing.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just Matt's coming up with a secondary update. We are planning next year to bring, to get Hamilton. Part of this partnership has been, we use funds to pay for grant funds to pay, but they also have fundraising that happens, and that support is going to allow us to bring on another school. We'll still have an obligation, but they're also helping us since we've made the commitment. So we're really excited.
I just thought, I've worked on a number of different things in my partnership as a baby. I mean, even Corey was about how his programs partner with the line boys and girls. It just goes to show that we can't do the work that we do as a school district without our community. And I think those are the small partnerships that we kind of just, we appreciate them, but it just kind of goes without saying, like, we know we can't do this work without you guys, and we're grateful for you guys for putting it together in those partnerships. The only question that I had was Corey around the pre-K, because that piece, that's another piece that's always missing, that bridge between the transitions for kindergarten and junior high, elementary to junior high, of course, junior high, high school. But I'm very interested in knowing the core. Did you guys look at the correlation of the readiness of those kindergartners, especially with testing being a part of what we do? It would be interesting, since it's such a small subject group, to look at that correlation of how those kids perform, and if we could do more of that, then.
Corey actually sent us a list of all the kids, and we got a list from Robert from Spring Board, and Stephen and I are going through the fall map data, or excuse me, the spring map data on the kids that were already enrolled, and we're getting their current fall map data to see, because we're trying to stop the learning loss. And in some cases, like Corey mentioned, we're seeing gains with some kids, which is phenomenal. So, and we're just trying to get more kids at, it's convenient with some of our partners, our local partners, but we're always trying to spread our services to more and more kids. So we're excited for next year. I'll turn it over to Matt for secondary if there's no more questions.
Secondary, we ended up having a great summer and a lot of great data that ended up coming as a result of it. Just as a reminder, the secondary summer school is really be aimed for credit and skill deficiency. We use this to really improve and target academic skills. We do have, we target, and obviously at-risk students, but we also have through 21st Century Grant, we have been able to provide enrichment at the same time. And we only have one summer school session that happens about a week after school gets out. But here's some of the data. The 352 students who attended 1 day or more of summer school, out of 188 of them, a combined total of 252 semesters of credit. The second bullet point is really impressive, that 53% of our students, an average of 1.3 semesters of credit, which is huge. Now, that's cool, but this next one's really cooler. 34 diplomas were earned. Students received counseling because we are able to do a partnership with the Service Bureau. And the program has been funded through our Lights on Fire grant that we have reapplied for. Also, we have all the secondary housed here in one location, so there's administrative and counseling services and everything like that. So we also hosted 44 middle school students between Wilson and Deere who came here for skill deficit and enrichment.
All right, now we'll have Leah Peterson. She's going to talk about special education.
So continuing on the summer school bandwagon here, of course, we have special education students, pre-K through 12th grade. I was so excited this year, having Stephanie Casey, Casey to join this year. She was our special education coordinator and administrator for our special education programs at Hamilton High School. All right, so special education. So much like what we've been before, that it is by law that we have to identify any students that either need to had learning loss based on their IEP goals, the severity of disability, or the third one is emergent of skills. So all our special education teachers come through all the IEPs through data and determine on that data if they qualify for special education services.
Yep. So at Hamilton, we had preschool through 5th grade. Our goal is to maintain academic, communication, social, and adaptive needs. We had 3 life skills classroom and 3 multi-cap classrooms. There were 7 certified teachers there, 13 paraprofessionals, and our speech language pathologist was there. Total we had at Hamilton was 69 students.
I will say, just starting this venture about 8 years ago, where we started and where we are now, if you ever have an opportunity, if you're out and about in the summer, stop by Hamilton. In the summer, it is a special place to be in the summer. We started off around 20 to 25 students about 8 years ago. We're up to 69, and they're not, and you think, I don't know if that's good or bad. It is wonderful because we are working on that social and emotional, that social skills training that our kids need, and we really specify the weeks that we are attending. It's 3 weeks right before the school year starts, and we feel like, because we've played with it so many years, that we feel like this is the perfect opportunity, because then they only have a couple of days and they're transitioning right into school. So the feedback from our teachers from pre-K up to high school has been very, very positive at that timing.
Then at the high school, we have grades 6 through 12 plus. Again, maintaining the academic, communication, social, vocational, adaptive needs. We had 1 multi-cat, 1 life skills classroom, 2 certified teachers, and 6 paraprofessionals. At the high school, we had 20 students.
So we're gonna keep it short and sweet. We keep everything positive at summer school. You were talking about vegetables hidden in the ice cream. I do the same thing. We were hiding the vegetables in the ice cream. Everything is positive. Even the teachers look a little bit more casual than they typically do during the school year, because we wanted to feel like more like camp than it is about summer learning. But they are working on academic needs. They're working on socialization needs, as well as functional academics and functional daily living. and the smiles on their faces just show it, so. Do you have any questions for special education services at all?
I just have some, I'm sorry, I always have something to say.
I could talk to you by all night long.
So actually, my hairdresser's daughter, next week, she's at summer school, and last time I was in there, not too long ago, told me that literally it was the happiest her daughter was all summer. And it's so key for them as a family to keep, when she goes to Hamilton, to keep that process and that consistency, and they would be lost without it.
That's amazing.
So you guys are making a huge difference.
Thank you, thank you. Yes.
My question was about, last part of the presentation, because we kind of just popped into it.
Oh, yes.
Okay, is now the time to ask that question as well?
Sure.
We have a breakdown by grade level of the number that 352 consisted of.
I'm sure, yeah.
And then the other question that I have about that is, how do we identify this by deficit of credit,
Yeah,
for attending this?
so it depends on the.
It depends on.
It'll depend on the level. Versus high school, if you're credit efficient at the high school, that's 50 hours. Try to get that 5 student opportunities that are in there. They also end up identifying, they have a step up program. Outcome and they get some executive functioning skills going too. So there's a recommendation process for that to help those students with executive functioning skills. And at the middle school level, it's when the students are at rest, they go through like a problem solving team and they have academic struggles. That's how they end up getting that position.
So if they, I'm assuming that if they go to at this one step up programming, both the parents are notified to know that hey, we're coming. So one question, because you know that secondary is always it just kind of is puzzling a little bit, but ninth grade, if a lot of schools, high schools use the term ninth grade on track. Is there an on-track mechanism that we use here in home to determine whether this ninth grade student will be able to maintain, like, to be on track for graduation,
From the
or we
ninth
need
grade
to
to 10th
intervene?
grade. You know, that's interesting. There's no specific process to it. And end up saying that there's these metrics, although we do have from the state that has ninth grade on track that's diving into work in that regard. But as it relates to summer school, you know, really for those ninth graders, those current ninth graders, is to end up making sure that they credits, the step up program, that is for those students entering into high school.
And with the grant, I know I said that's my last question, I promise this. With the grant coming to an end, what's the sustainability plan on this? We are seeing, 352 students earn 180 credits, 34 students graduate. This is something that we definitely probably need without, so is there a plan to, still continue some form of support?
Yeah, right, that's been one of our biggest discussions as it relates to the 21st century grant. When we look across 3 sites that have received 21st century grants for us, it's the credit card that has been most critical. Some of the original pieces, like loans that can be fantastic and I want to do without. But yeah, we've met as a high school team here. That was a depth chart of like, okay, sustainability portion you're talking about. It's like, all right, so if we $50, all right, we don't have this conversation, right? That'd be great. But if we don't, then we have 2 tiers that we end up looking at. So depending on what we can do for the funding aspect of things, one tier where we're like, okay, we can trim out these functions and opportunities to keep the core, and then if we have to. So it's really how much you have to end up holding back, sustain the core portion, which is that part of recovery. Because you know, it's earning it, but also like some of it for students is we can get them out of the hole, so the next year they're not like feeling like, right? So then that's another positive aspect. You can ask another question.
I just think Ramona's trying to outdo me in the talk so much. I think she's trying to take over my champion.
This is my passion. And
No, I
you
just
guys-
was in the wrong.
This data, thank you guys, is awesome and helps us to like be able to realize, the vision that we have. For the support that that's what it is. So thank you.
Thank you to all who spoke and all the time and effort that you put into helping our kids. But without you. You get to review the Board of Education agreement.
Yes, so, and last time we had talked about the protocols and agenda and, the layout of it drove me crazy. So I took your guys' suggestions and tried to put them in a new format that I believe flows a little better. Time. There we go, so, I just wanted to get, I need exactly. You wanna take time to, look over those, and we can come back to it at the next committee of the whole. But they really have all the suggestions that we talked about last time. I did take off the emergency. Like, there was a section on there about emergencies. I feel like that should go not in our board agreements, but in like kind of a different policy and procedures. Kind of figure out where that goes. Kind of what I envision is more of a schoolwork package. Everybody will have. But this will be in there and elsewhere. Our agreements and emergency.
Thanks for all the hard work. I think as we come to new board members coming on, this can give them a seamless start to their adventure. It is an adventure. All right, I need an emotion to adjourn. All in favor?
Give me a couple minutes in this. Board of Education. District 40, immediately following the committee of the whole meeting on Monday, September 9th. For our building performing arts. Roll call.
Byron Adamson.
Here.
Chad Smith. Ramona Nixon.
Here.
Jason Farrell. Here. Lindsay Hines.
Here.
Andrew Ware.
Here.
Aaron Walter Smith.
Here.
Abigail Greenlee. Caleb Clark.
We do not have any board members, participating, we will skip that.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Minutes, approval minutes of the regular meeting of the Board of Education of August 12th, 2024. Motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes of the closed session of the Board of Education of meeting of August 12th, 2024. Motion,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, communication, public comment and participation, we have two. Each person will have 5 minutes. We ask that you comment on topic and please no personal attacks. So with that, I'll go in order which received them. Have Mr. Kevin Gorgle.
All right.
Please, sir.
Good evening. My name is Kevin Gorgle, and I'm a 32-year teacher and football coach at Moline High School. I'm here to present some information on the importance of the Browning Field project. There have been no significant improvements to the safety and function of the Moline athletic facilities in decades. With that, we currently have the worst facilities in terms of health, safety, function, and aesthetics, not only in our conference, but within 100 miles. I recently read that this board is putting bathrooms and concessions as a priority before the turf field. This is a mistake for hundreds of reasons. Currently, the Moline High School football program has 135 athletes participating. Freshman team practices on the field by Whitey's and 41st Street. The JV and varsity practice on the field in front of the high school, along with the marching band and physical education classes. None of the fields are watered and get harder by the day. Shin splints are becoming more common. Last season, there was 1 broken wrist, 2 broken collarbones, 1 dislocated shoulder with a torn labrum from contact with the ground. Tonight's practice, we had another player injure his knee by stepping in an unlevel area. The Coolidge Field, while having a sprinkler system, hasn't been used for 5 years because of running from the COVID spring. The district facilities department has put off leveling this field and placed the responsibility on the athletic department to figure out how to get this fixed. This is a project that costs more than the entire athletic budget, so it may never get fixed without volunteers. Browning Field, after week 1 of the season, has severe divots which are primed for turned ankles, twisted knees, and more. There are patches of dead grass throughout the field. We still had at least 14 more games and additional practices throughout the season. This isn't counting the middle school games that will take place or the possibility of playing in the rain, causing further extensive damage. I will gladly point any of these out to you if you'd like to take a walk with me. With Browning becoming a turf field, the benefits are many. Costs of maintaining a grass field would be greatly diminished. Consistency and durability of a turf field would make it safer for all who utilize it. In addition, this would provide a consistent location for over 400 football athletes in the Moline Cove Valley School District. The varsity and JV teams would practice at Browning full-time, June through November. Rainy day practices would still be held outside, opening space in the PE center for other sports and activities. We would be able to host 7-on-7 games and tournaments and practices against other teams that we now have to currently travel to. The MYFA, with their 160 kids, would practice 4 days per week and play their games there. Their current practice area is a groundhog-infested field that is also unlevel and without irrigation. The middle school football and new soccer programs could play their games if weather was an issue and scheduling would allow. Football isn't the only sport that would use a turf field. I believe that you all have received the documentation from our athletic director about this. Baseball and softball would practice and games simulate early in their season when the ground is still frozen, wet, and snow covered. Track teams would use the field for pre- and in-season training. With the track in its current condition, we are unable to host IHSA State Series events. Wrestling preseason practice or conditioning would also take place at Browning. Hundreds of Moline School District students would benefit from this project. Projects of this size rarely stay within budget. If funds aren't available, the project timeline of this plan would be pushed out, causing a 3 to 5 year or more delay in completing this. By putting the Browning Field project last and going 100% against what is wanted by the coaches and the athletic department, there will be a continued higher risk of injury, less practice time for multiple athletes, and no IHSA State Series events. Significantly enhancing the bathroom and concession experience does nothing to improve the health and safety of our kids. This area is only used by a high volume of people 4 to 5 times per year. As board members and administrators, I would think that your first priority and responsibility would be to the students of our district. Thank you.
Harris.
I just want to remind everyone in this room that children are present and the quorum is required.
Yes, ma'am. ladies and gentlemen. I didn't actually intend to come here tonight. I was dropping my daughter off for color guard, but I figured it's fair to update you guys on a few things on what's going on. I did write something while I was sitting there just so that I don't mix up my words too much. First, I want to start with a letter that I wrote to my ex-wife, which is Jason Farrell's current wife. And no, I do not intend to personally attack anyone. I intend to update you on things. I wanted to update you on Kylie and Nate. They're both 100% refusing to stay at your house still. I have tried to get them to agree to go to your house. I've offered them compromises to spend time with you. I have tried. The problem is they know it's true. Because of that, the lies being told in that house are repulsive. I hope you understand that I'm not attempting to insult you. I'm being completely honest. I have a tremendous amount of fear and anxiety over the decisions that are being made right now. If I didn't know what I was doing was the right thing now, Kate, I wouldn't be able to keep going. We're selling our home so we can afford an attorney to fight you and Jason. Over what? A juvenile, idiotic high school style prank that went wildly out of control? Hey, I don't know what to do, but making them live in that house with Jason Farrell is wrong. I'm sorry, I can't imagine how it would make me feel, but I left people in the past just because of basic standards. Jason has dropped below any respectable standard permanently in my book now. After what he's done, who he's blamed, his own stepdaughter, and how aggressively he's tried to attack my family. Ladies and gentlemen, so far, this is a list of things that Jason Farrell has done. He's threatened to send me to prison, threatened me with thousands and tens of thousands of dollars in response to my children refusing to go to his home, claiming I'm keeping them from him, have my driver's license revoked, take custody of my children. He's blamed his misconduct on his best friend, who's a cop, me, my daughter, who's outside practicing for color guard right now. My fiance was turned into the State Board of Nursing for telling my daughter that ofloxacin was an appropriate treatment for pink eye. Yes, Jason, it was slightly expired. You didn't need to turn her into the board for that, okay? But yes, Jason, it did clear up her pink eye and it was just readily available. Her license is now in question and pending an investigation. He's openly admitted that the Tinder account's purpose was to put me in a bad spot with my girlfriend. That was his quote. And in my eyes, completely destroy my entire life. And she's actually my fiance. And we're now putting off our September wedding until after the court case is closed so he can't do any further damage to her primary care clinic. The one saving grace is that it's clear they filed this complaint not in good faith. I was fired from my job at John Deere because of the commitment it's taken to pick up and drop off my children every day. They wouldn't give me until the beginning of the school year to get my schedule straight, and I did not receive a severance like everybody else. Jason pretends to fear me when it benefits him and mockingly smiles and winks at me when no one is looking. My daughter's made it extremely clear she does not want Jason to attend events she participates in, but he has attended performances, parades, and other events against her wishes. She almost didn't go to your guys' all-staff kickoff and only agreed to go if I was there, and naturally, Jason unsuccessfully attempted to have me thrown out. I've spent $24,000 in legal fees so far, only to have Jason or his attorney enter continuance after continuance. I believe there's been 5 so far, and we still have not addressed these issues in court. A few things I can promise you all are that I am an honest man. I spent 12 years in the military. I was discharged honorably. I had a great career. I was a highly decorated staff sergeant when I got out, which Jason tried to claim while meeting women on Tinder pretending to be me. I'm a great father. I am attempting to protect and defend my children the best I know how.
5 minutes are up. We'll move on to the consent agenda.
I have 2 more paragraphs. Can I please finish?
No. Thank you. We're moving on to the consent agenda. Recommended motion that the Board of Education approve the actions contained in the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Ramona Dixon. Jason Farrell. Aye. Lindsay Hines.
Aye.
Aaron Walter Smith.
Aye.
Audrey Anderson.
Aye.
Jensen Smith.
Andrew Ware.
Aye. All right, approval of the vibrant arena for Moline High School 2025 graduating class. The recommended motion that the Board of Education approve the rental of the vibrant arena, Moline, Illinois for the commencement ceremony for Moline High School graduating class of 2025 for the anticipated amount of $23,132. Discussion.
I just have a question regarding, is that an increase, I know we share the day still with the 3 other schools, but it seems to be an increase in cost, which I don't know where it's been happening, but.
That's correct. So as a reminder, our preferred date is now the Friday where we would stand alone. It would be at the end of the school day, and that is the measure for the increase in price. If we receive the alternative date, which is the Sunday of Memorial Weekend, we would go back to splitting the cost 3 ways with North Scott and Pleasant Valley. So you are correct, that is an increase. We will find out on February 20th, I believe is their final date. If Vibrant receives a 6-figure booking for the weekend of Memorial, then we would get bumped to Sunday. So that's the deal that they agreed to, and we'll see what happens.
But you are correct. Are they committed to us having it on that Friday after February, or can we still be bummed?
No. February 20th, I believe, is the deadline date. If they don't receive a booking by then the dates are assigned. So the preferred date, which is the Friday. We'll see how it goes. It's our first time through with this arrangement.
Any other questions, comments? All right, roll call.
Jason Farrell. Aye. Lindsay Hines.
Aye.
Aaron Walden Smith.
Aye.
Audrey Adamson.
Aye.
Jeff DeSmet. Melinda Dixon.
Aye.
Andrew Ware.
No. All right, approval of updated board policy 2260 uniform grievance procedure. Recommended motion that the Board of Education accepts for the first reading the revised Board of Education policy 2260 uniform grievance procedure as presented.
I would like to waive the.
No, you can make that motion.
I would like to waive the second reading and allow first reading to stand for both the first and second reading.
Discussion? Roll call please.
Lindsay Hines.
Aye.
Aaron Walden Smith.
Aye.
Audrey Adamson.
Aye.
Jeff DeSmet. Melinda Dixon.
Aye.
Jason Farrell. Aye. Andrew Ware.
Approval of updated Board of Education policy 2265 title, what's that, order 9? Grievance procedure. The recommended motion that the Board of Education accepts for the first reading revised Board of Education policy 2265 title 9 grievance procedure as presented.
I would like to waive the second reading on the first reading stand for both the first and second.
For a second.
Second.
Discussion?
I know this was something that we had to do this year, that's why I've been trying, but does this change anything else other than the footnotes for us as a district?
There are some changes to the Title IX procedures for the new federal laws that went into effect on August 1. So this is the press policy catch-up from those federal changes. So a lot of the language is the same, but there are some procedural changes that we are now required to add. And so we're in the process of getting everybody trained and getting all of our documents updated. So there are some changes, but yes, that's the result of the new federal laws.
All right, any more? Roll call.
Aaron Walden Smith.
Aye.
Audrey Adamson.
Aye.
Jeff DeSmet. Melinda Dixon.
Aye.
Jason Farrell. Aye. Lindsay Hines.
Aye.
Andrew Ware.
Aye. Approval of updated board policy 5100 staff development program. Recommended motion is that the Board of Education accepts for the first reading the revised Board of Education policy 5100 staff development program as presented.
I would like to waive the second reading and allow the first reading to stand for both the first and the second reading.
Okay, discussion. Roll call.
Audrey Adamson.
Aye.
Chenta Smith. Ramona Dixon.
Aye.
Jason Farrell. Lindsay Hines.
Aye.
Aaron Walter Smith.
Aye.
Andrew Ware.
Aye. Approval of updated board policy 720, harassment of students prohibited. Recommended motion that the Board of Education accept for the first reading the revised Board of Education policy 720, harassment of students prohibited as presented.
I'd like to waive the second reading and allow the first reading to stand for the second reading.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Chenta Smith. Ramona Dixon.
Aye.
Jason Farrell. Lindsay Hines.
Aye.
Aaron Walter Smith.
Aye.
Audrey Adamson.
Aye.
Andrew Ware.
Aye. Approval of updated board policy 7185, teen dating violence prohibited. Recommended motion is that the Board of Education accepts for the first reading the revised Board of Education policy 7185, dating violence prohibited as presented.
I would like to waive the second reading and allow the first reading.
Discussion. Roll call, please.
Ramona Dixon.
Aye.
Jason Farrell. Lindsay Hines.
Aye.
Aaron Walter Smith.
Aye.
Audrey Adamson.
Aye.
Chenta Smith. Andrew Ware.
Aye. Number 12, approval of memorandum of understanding. Recommended motion that the Board of Education approve the memorandum of understanding between the Regional Office of Education number 40, the Moline School District number 44. That's true. Okay. For the school district, school-based mental health professional grant for the academic year 2024-2025.
Second.
Discussion. All right, roll call, please.
Jason Farrell. Lindsay Hines.
Aye.
Aaron Walter Smith.
Aye.
Audrey Adamson.
Aye.
Chenta Smith. Ramona Dixon. Andrew Ware.
Aye. Reports, requests, and open discussion, Dr. Savage.
I'd like to give a shout out to Kristen Sanders. I know she's not listening to this board meeting, but that mental health professional grant was one of her parting gifts. She's amazing. Thank you, Kristen. She applied for this grant that allowed us to receive some really amazing funding, not only for the district, but for the mental health professional that we were able to bring in from another state. Something she didn't have to do, but she just has continued lasting impact. And shout out to Erin for carrying that grant through, but that I just had to give her a shout out. Couple of other things, we have a couple of schools that received an award called the Thrive Award. I'm excited to announce that 3 of our schools have received special recognition from great schools. First awarded in 2021, the Thrive Award recognizes public schools in Illinois that have learning environments that are especially designed for improvement. Award winners were selected based on student and teacher responses to the Illinois 5 Essential Survey from last spring. As a reminder, the survey assesses a school's leadership, teaching culture, academics, family engagement, and learning environment, factors that research has shown contribute to student success. So we actually saw amazing results for all of our schools this year. We had 3 in particular that were selected for this award. So big shout out and congratulations to Franklin Elementary, Jane Addams Elementary, and Bicentennial Elementary. We look forward to celebrating their successes and adding to the list of schools receiving this award for next year. Homecoming is next week. I'm sure maybe our students will talk about this a little bit. The theme is Sweet Dreams, and I really appreciate kind of the school pulling back on some of the weekly activities so more students can engage in the float building process, kind of an old tradition to spend more time and get more students engaged in that. The coronation ceremony will be Tuesday afternoon, September 17th at 2:10 in the PE Center. The parade is Friday the 20th after an early dismissal for all students, and the route is similar Avenue of the Cities to 27th Street. And then everybody is welcome to attend the homecoming game on Friday night at Vernon against Quincy. And then lastly, the dance will be Saturday night, the 21st at Wortley. So we're excited for all of that and just to bring back school spirit and engage in the community and all of the great ways that homecoming does. Couple of other things, I printed off a copy, I think you probably got this in your email as well, but just that sometimes a paper copy is a reminder. The Illinois Association for School Board is sponsoring the Blackhawk Division Fall event. It is Tuesday, October 22nd, right at our neighboring District United Township. So if any of you would like me to get you registered, please let me know. You can shoot me an email or just tell me now, and we'll be happy to get you registered. And if we have more than 3 of you interested, that would be fantastic, especially since it is a semi-local event, and we'll get that posted as a board activity in terms of open meeting acts. Any questions on that? All right,
Is
and then,
anybody interested in?
Oh, yeah.
In the book?
okay,
I think that one.
okay.
Do our student board member?
You know what? I don't see why
I can
not.
invite them. You guys wanna go?
I can give them a flyer, I'll talk to you about it. But that's a great idea, maybe. I
Just
hadn't
say,
thought
you
about
said
that is a great idea. I will connect with both of you on that and make sure you have the information. Anybody else know right now, or feel free to shoot me an email once you check your calendar. Okay,
That should be, I check my flash.
okay. Very good. And then lastly, I just wanted to say congratulations again to Akil. Welcome aboard. Take my attitude to Abby. This is a great commitment. You are a student leader. You are involved in so many activities, and I know Akil, you are as well. It's just one more thing that you've been willing to sort of take on and juggle. And I just really appreciate it. Want to thank you for staying aboard this next school year. So thank you again, Abby. I'm grateful to the Board of Education. You would think that students on the school board would be common across our country. After all, you are our clients. You are the students that we serve, and your voice matters the most. But I think the percentage of districts across the country that actually have student board members is still low, like I think less than 15%. So I'm grateful to this Board of Education for acknowledging that and for your service to your schools.
Yeah, I was at an event and there was a couple school districts that were sitting with us. They're like, why would you want? What? Why not? So we are definitely in a unique position. We appreciate and value your input. That is awesome. Thank you guys for taking the time. I had a couple things. Okay, yeah, sorry, you guys have
I will make first night here. As Dr. Savage mentioned, homecoming is coming up. I'm super excited. School dances are like one of my favorite things to do. So I'm very excited for that and to get dressed up. I know a lot of my friends are excited as well. All the fall sports are in full swing now. Football won their first home game, and there was a huge turnout, so that was fun. And I know a lot of our clubs have been meeting the last couple of weeks and getting started, and there's a lot of new members, whether they be new incoming freshmen or sophomore, juniors, and seniors who are finding passions and interests. So.
You also had an amazing trip this summer, correct?
Yes, I did go to Europe this summer with the school trip. It was really cool to go on a trip with a lot of my friends. Go to England and Scotland, so cool.
Again, I can talk a little bit about kind of the clubs that are involved in what we're doing. So in History Club, we've had our first meeting. We actually had a lot of new faces. That's pretty exciting. I don't know if you guys had a chance to see the new senior patio, but that was installed over the summer. So very, very excited about that. We're working on fundraising for that, and we're working on various ideas. More students. Last year we had students involved. This year we want to have more student involvement. And I'm creating like communities, like the patio, and for various parts of the club to have just
Thank you. I just had a few things too. We have a representative from South Moline Township, and if you guys saw on the consent agenda, we had a generous donation from South Moline Township, so thank you for that. Helps the kids, the essentials they need for school, so thank you for that. Secondly, board participation in the homecoming parade. So we're gonna use my little truck, so, if anybody knows anybody that wants to drive the parade. We're gonna do what?
You drive it.
To drive the truck, okay, somebody to drive my truck. We'll have to put the seat up real high. I will be there, I just wanna throw a game to kids, I mean, that's a. I love parades. So.
We have banners, vinyl banners.
Oh, nice.
Magnetic ones, right? Like the magnets. Magnets, is that what we got?
That's what it's not in the truck, I don't want.
No, it doesn't fit.
Magnets.
Magnets would be great, but we can figure it out.
Yeah, we'll get
Magnets.
If we have magnets, that'd be great.
Magnets, it is.
Without-
So where do we meet up if we want to walk?
Right out here in
Circle
the,
drive? Okay.
and it used to be the visitor parking lot.
Yeah, okay.
So we can have before.
Don't worry about the drive.
You wanna stay alive during this?
I think there's a yes, I can sign
Yeah, yes, there is a yes.
Point, who's driving?
Truck driver, professional truck driver. So that's, great, perfect. I'll pick up some candy for.
I don't know if it's on books, I'm not too.
All right, yeah. I like to keep. But I did want to talk about, the athletic updates. I know we've had a lot of concerns. And, everybody seems to have an opinion about it, and they all seem to be different. And I will say, and sorry, Mr. Cole, I did advocate for the bathrooms, at Browning, for the fact that they're not ADA accessible. And not all of our students or community members can use them. That's important that if we have, to me, it's important that we are a welcoming district and that we're going to have an open event that everyone can participate. So that is my reasoning on that, and I totally understand what you're saying. I definitely see that. If we had all the money right now, we'd do it all right away. But the simple fact is that we don't have the money to do everything we want to do. So that is why I was pushed for the bathrooms updates, and then subsequently it just works out to have the concession stands done too. So I'm welcome for any feedback from the board. Yeah.
Other thing is, I would say, just in hearing comments and stuff there, I also, I mean, community need of the bathrooms and the concessions. Sounds less Friday that they were airy, somebody was walking out of them, but I think that's important. I was not as aware of probably some of the other concerns with the ruts and the other stuff in the field, and so I would hope that maybe we can look into creating, looking to see, are there lower cost ways to create better practice spaces for our other students in the meantime, and so I think just.
Yeah,
I think
we should
you know,
definitely
evaluating
explore.
what are the things we can do, grounds and facilities wise, even if a project of the Browning is built is.
And I talked with Dr. Savage and Gallo about concerns about maintenance, big maintenance. So, you know, there we clearly have some issues with maintenance. You know, with the things we have. That is very concerning. You know, it's hard to ask our community for money on, you know, building things when we don't take care of the things we have. So I think it's important that there be some higher accountability with respect to maintenance.
I mean, for me, I was on the opposite side as where you were, Andy. I sat on the committee that, well, a piece of the committee, I know that the coaches and everything like that, but Lindsay and I sat with the board down at the hill. And the rationale for the subject matter experts that do this on a day-to-day basis, I think we have to have also a fine medium in respecting, like, allowing for their visions to be, placed at the forefront because they are dealing with the student athletes. And I guess when as an educator, I always put the student first. So while I very, very much do value the need for concessions and restroom, our students are our first priority and their safety and well-being. So that was my rationale, but also respecting the decision-making process that has been put into this, because when it gets out to the community, it does look like as a board, have like asked them something, but then we're not doing it. So I just want us to really be considerate about put those measures in place to ask them, consider what they've told us as a part of the major part of the decision-making process.
Yeah, and I was also on the side of the field, and I talked to you, Andy, and I talked to several coaches, and that was my concern too, just that we had made this ask and kind of gotten the buy-in of our experts, as Ramona said, and their recommendation was to move forward with that. So it's disappointing we're not doing that. It's exciting we're getting the concessions and the bathrooms, of course, because all of these done, but my thought was the same thing, like our student athletes and our not even athletes, but the band and things like that practice there and spend time on the track, like that was the most important from my perspective.
And I think I agree. I mean, student safety is important, right? But this is, I also believe that the bathrooms pose a safety concern. At least the way that they're set up, the way the corner that they're at, lighting is set up there, poses a safety concern. And it is for our students. Our students use these bathrooms. The hundreds of kids that come into that facility, come into the facility during home games and use it throughout the year. Still our students using that facility. I think that it was for me, it was a priority given there's a safety concern there. There's not all people can use the bathrooms there. And it's been both students and to me, it was more of an openness there, equity issue for all students and all community members. There's no doubt in my mind that those fields will be done, absolutely. But we also we just have to prioritize on what we did. And I understand that they made these recommendations for the thing, but and given the timeline, given the instability of the availability of funds, you're gonna have a beautiful field if we didn't have the funds to fix the outside of it, right? Like, so we have this field in that is not earthly.
But on the opposite side, we're gonna have a nice concessions, but IHSA, like, and everybody around us, they're gonna be the ones that are featured for opportunities, big tournaments. And just like we're leading in advancing in other areas, we have to make sure that's what we're around our programming as well. And I just want to encourage us that, like, even us, we spent time out of our schedules in addition to this, go down there and get a feedback. And at what point, how do we, I think we need to incorporate something in our core values as a board that we come back to the drawing table together, because don't want to feel like something is done unto you, because we walked away from that conversation. I'm sorry if I'm speaking for you, please chime in, but we walked away those were the orders in which we were going to attack that work. And very open to conversation, but asked to do something on behalf of the board, I think that the value add that we have, the rapport that we have with the sporting community, we're in this like a lot. And the people that are in the sporting community, they talk to us. So it had already come out as a thing that we are going against what the coaches ask, and that's just not a good look for us all. So if we could be collaborative on that before it goes out. Of course, whatever it is, it's a vote of 7. So, I mean, I hope that public understands that we're gonna go with it. This is just making us a better board by having this conversation. So I appreciate you bringing it up, because it is something that, you know, everybody has an opinion on. And I think all the opinions are valid, but it's about process and protocol.
I agree, sorry, Andy and I talked about this agenda, for transparency, I do believe these conversations need to be held publicly, which is why Andy and I decided it should come up, like, it should not be behind the door, like, it just, that's not. I have 3 thoughts, and, Mr. Gorgo, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but could you go back to when you said, I didn't understand, when you were talking about the practice field by Wharton, I heard you say COVID, and then I didn't hear the rest, like.
Coolidge Field.
But you said that, like, you were asked for it to be done.
Leveled.
The athletic budget, it was done, it was asked to be done through the athletic budget. Will you just read that part
Yeah,
of me
absolutely.
again, please? My ears are all sorts of stuff.
The Coolidge Field, while having a sprinkler system, hasn't been used for 5 years because of running from the COVID spring. And I'll explain if you don't understand what happened. The district facilities department has put off leveling this field and placed the responsibility on the athletic department to figure out how to get it fixed.
Okay, that's the part I didn't understand, so.
All right,
thank you.
during COVID, we played spring football.
Right, I just didn't hear that second half about what the budget, so I just wanted to hear that again.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so thank you.
Yep.
So with that in mind, and what you were talking about with, before we had the facility, before we had the presentation at John Deere, I guess I was expecting more of a maintenance plan versus an athletic plan. So for me, that was a little shocking. I may have misunderstood what we were expecting, but I was not expecting a whole entire timeline for athletic updates as much as I was expecting, like, are we fixing the fields? What needs to be taken care of immediately? But I agree with Andy. Our bathrooms, for me, the bathrooms are they're just not okay. They're not safe. They're not ADA compliant. That's my feeling, that the bathrooms are not, they're dangerous for everybody, and that has to be the first investment. But I agree with Ramona, conversations are.
So Aaron, have you been on the soccer field?
Down here in the, no,
When we play soccer, because they have 4 times.
and I think that, I think there needs to be.
So that's the kind of thing when we talk about equity in facilities and equity in, these plans. That's what we're talking about, the bottom line for students versus, because if we open up that can, go down to the soccer field, I guarantee you go with parents and stakeholders, that's not handicap accessible. It's a whole.
I don't disagree, but that's my point, is that for me, the bathrooms should be taken care of, whether it's soccer or Wharton, to me, that's essential.
I would like to point out that that is part of the plan, was fixing the ADA accessibility to the soccer field.
Yeah.
That is part of the grand plan, everything that we're doing with athletics. So,
But it sounds like we have an opportunity to better document what our process is when there is a request like this. And maybe start with some sort of charter or scope document, so there are no surprises down the line. Say hey, this is our goal, this is what we're expecting. And I'm happy to help with that or provide a template or whatever, but to Ramona's point, we spent time, everyone else spent a lot more time than we did on this request, the coaches and staff and administration and stuff, so make sure that if there are questions or concerns, we're catching those sooner
rather than later, after it's been publicly presented, I think. Helpful.
Yeah, I think in the future, board members should be brought in from there. The fact that board members are the representatives of the community. This is my fault. I should have made sure that we were brought in at the beginning.
We can all agree.
Yeah. Sorry. Lindsay, for the record. That on there. But, I mean, we should make sure that the representatives of the community, or the people who are on those committees from the very beginning. Because I would venture to guess that if we were, maybe that could then address, accessibility is a priority.
And just making sure that whatever issues we have with it, we keep having these discussions out in the open, because I thought we left the John Deere presentation on the same page. So I was taken back when contacted to discuss this even further. So I think that's more of a piece that, I think you did a great job of, saying, hey, putting these people that are on the board, on the committee, but it's just that, seeing it through.
Yeah, I mean, it was on the kind of the back end of it. Again, should make sure. It was on the front.
But also potentially that, we see presentations or we have these discussions, but then there's some more details that come out and other things that maybe there's a place and space where there, even though at the meeting, we're not gonna go into a lot of details, where is the space that we can make sure that all of us are having access to notes from those meetings or other things that are happening, so that way we can see the full perspective of forming or having discussions about things that help us maybe prioritize things or look at some of the nuances, so.
Great discussion.
And I just want to say that a healthy board does discuss, and so I think this is good.
All right. You're looking at my wife's kids. So, motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Okay.
Aye.
All right, any opposed?